This is Michael Savage. Tonight I'm going to speak for a very few minutes about the violence and death of the American left towards American patriots as exhibited by the murder in Portland. The vermin in the media are directly responsible. Wolf Blitzer, Jake Tapper, you name them. They have vilified every patriot, every conservative, every supporter of Donald Trump, and made us into fascists. Let me explain something to you. The blood is on the hands of these scumbags. These people are the worst scum the planet has ever seen. They are the scourge of humanity. You know who I'm talking about, don't you? Oh, the shooter should be found, arrested. The governor of Oregon is Jerry Brown's sister. You didn't know that? You know Governor Brown of Oregon is Jerry Brown's sister. After they destroyed California, they sent cis up to Oregon to destroy Oregon. You didn't know that, huh? Forget about small fry mayors of Portland. Forget about that. Governor Brown is the reason that man is dead. Now, years ago, I wrote Liberalism is a Mental Disorder. I'm not here to tell you about that because it's obvious by the day how sick these fucking people are. Pardon me. Pardon me. Let me explain something to you. Let me explain it very carefully. Let's go all the way back to psychology. Let's go back to Freud. Freud, who was debunked by the left, by the lesbians and the gays who said he didn't exist, that Freud was stupid. Freud was not modern. Freud didn't know contemporary psychology. Freud didn't understand anything. These sick, godless, demented people will tear this country down to the point where it doesn't exist. We're in a war for the survival of America. We've heard that on both sides, haven't we? So let me run back to Freud again. Freud wrote about the death instinct, the death wish, didn't he? He wrote about the death wish. So let me ask you, who is presenting the death wish for America? The patriots who want to support America? Or the Black Lives Matter, Antifa, death worshippers who bring death, destruction, and fire wherever they go? Death, destruction, and fire wherever they go. They do not stand for anything good. They are the evil of our time. BLM, forget about the word black. Do you know who runs it? Do you know who these gangsters are? You don't know, do you? I was shocked over the weekend to find out that local churches, local synagogues signed on to BLM without knowing that BLM hates Jews, hates Israel. But that didn't stop the liberal Jews from, again, giving them a spade to dig the grave. Once again, on the wrong side of history. But I chose to say nothing. This death in Portland was only the beginning. Again, go back to Freud's death wish. As you know by your own psyche, you have positive influences, positive impulses, and negative impulses. You have the life force, you have the death force within you. We all do. And we have to fight against the death force. Antifa is the death force of America. BLM is the death force of America. Death force. Death wish. Death wish. Death wish. Death wish. Death wish. BLM, Antifa, death wish for America. So this young man who got up because the government wouldn't stop 90 days of psychotic evil. Governor Brown did nothing. Pothead mayor did nothing. Trump tried to send in the feds, and you, the American left, said he was a fascist for trying to stop the burning and the looting. You are the death wish. The American left is the death wish of America. In the Jewish theological teachings, there's a thing called the Yetzer Hara, the evil impulse. And it is said that we all have this evil impulse. It takes us to bad places. And that we must learn not to kill the death wish, but to engage the death wish or the Yetzer Hara and bring it to the good side, the side of light, the side of God. As I speak to you tonight, America is in the throes of a battle, an epic battle between the life force and the death force. Make no mistake about it, those black-clad vermin in Antifa are the death wish. They are all of the pot-smoking death wishers of America. The evil, the drugs, they stand for nothing good, only to tear down and break. They are the death wish. You who are listening to the show have to make a decision. Do you want to choose life or do you want to choose death? Biden is on the side of the death wish. He himself is nothing. He is an insignificant factotum. And nobody, a zero, a senile, how did I call it, a hologram in a basement. That's all he is. The real force behind him, you don't know who they are. We know who funds him. Everyone knows who the funds come from. Those who want to tear down America, destroy the middle class, break us into a two-class society of the rich and the poor, and then turn us over whole to the European Union. Delivered on a platter by George Soros. But let's leave him aside for the moment, him and his evil son. Let's leave the funders of Black Death Matters aside for the moment. Let's talk about life. And remember what I'm going to say to you tonight. Let's not lose the forest for the trees. God speaks to you tonight through me. I haven't done one of these in many months. I was in the hospital Wednesday night. I never thought I would speak again. I wasn't on the air on Thursday. I wasn't on the air on Friday. I wasn't going to be on this today. But as I sit here looking at the forest, I can see the trees. And Freud talked about the death wish. Antifa, BLM, CNN, George Soros, they are the death wish for America and the world. And you, the people who choose life, must understand what is at stake. Biden represents the death wish. Biden does not represent the life of America. He represents the death of America. I'm going to sign off in a few moments because I've said all I want to say. I haven't said more than I want to say. I haven't said less than I want to say. But I will remind you again, tonight on the Savage podcast called Periscope on Twitter, which I enjoy very much because it's a forum of freedom. I know the rules. I don't go over the rules. The owner of Twitter is a very wealthy man. He does not want America to die. Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook, despite the posing in the games, is a billionaire many times over. He does not want America to die. They understand that they will be torn down and destroyed and trampled in the gutter by Antifa and BLM if they do not stop them. So at the end of this little speech that I have given you tonight, where I have cited Sigmund Freud and the Jewish teachings, I'll close with one word, one sentence. Choose life. Therefore, choose life. Do not choose death. Reject the left. Reject Antifa. Reject BLM. Reject Biden. God bless America, because the war has just begun.